Warning, the following contains content intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Sup peeps, and welcome to the first daily dungeon run with me, your host, Zon19. So basically how this series is going to play out, this little side thing, is I'm going to just record going through the roulette from when I start the duty finder to when I complete the dungeon. And I'm just going to speed it up to 2 or 4 times speed depending on how much time I want to talk. I'm going to keep these under 15 minutes each, so it's just something you can listen to in the background, just to have recorded evidence of why his experience jumps up. You get a lot of experience from a duty roulette. Especially the leveling dungeon, because it tries to pick the highest level dungeon that you can do sometimes. It prefers to choose the highest, but it can give you a low level dungeon. But you get a ton of experience from doing this. Basically, in this episode, spoiler alert, Kreed hits level 25 from being barely into level 24 to being smack dab in 25, and that's why I realized I had to talk about this, to explain how I'm gonna treat this in game when I'm in Kreed, when I'm talking as Kreed. He's just gonna take it as a blessing from Hydaelyn if he even notices or comments about it. I know that in the next episode he's gonna be like, why am I level 25? And he's just gonna be like, oh, I guess Hydaelyn decided to grace me with some extra experience. But yeah, there was a little bit of worry that he would end up doing Copperbell Mines before I meant to, which is why I haven't done another daily since this. This is a 3-day-old video here that I just finally got around to commentating on. But yeah, there is always a chance that you could pop into a dungeon before you mean to. So after this video goes up, I'm going to record him doing Copperbell Mines. And the next time he gets to a place where he has to do a dungeon, which I think it's like another 4 or 5 levels. It's like 10 quests away, the next dungeon. I think it's called 1,000 Maws of Totorek, level 24? No, there's a level 21 dungeon. Halatali, yeah, and that one's just a little ways off. So before activating that one, I'll end up stopping that video, if it gets to that point, and doing the next daily run immediately after that, to get his experience for today. But yeah, you can expect to see one of these videos up alongside the normal Stormblood series every now and then. I want to try and record every one of them, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to run out of things to talk about. I wanted to talk about a random news topic for this particular one after, I explained how I was going to treat these in accordance with the series. And I realized that the world is a dark place, and there's a lot of messed up stuff, and the news doesn't care about any good things ever. I can't just pull up the news and be like, oh cool, this happened, or oh cool, that happened. It's always, why the hell has people gotta be so stupid? Why has people gotta be assholes to each other? Some dude getting stabbed after flipping off or flipping the bird as he drives by an accident scene, or some kid recording a police officer doing their daily routes and getting all offended when the police officer's like, you put your damn phone away, or something like that, however that went. So fucking stupid. I don't want to hear about terrible bits of the world. It doesn't interest me. I don't like you people. I don't want to hear about your issues. I just want to hear about the good things, like Was there triplets born somewhere? Was the cure for cancer found? Did some small child who's dying from cancer receive, like, a surprise visit from Batman? That's the kind of stuff I want to see in the news. I don't want to hear about some depressing shit. Some stupid shit that makes me want to walk outside, find my nearest neighbor, and backhand them. Not because they did something stupid, but because I'm taking it out on them, so I can end up on the news too. God, fucking A. But oh well, I don't want this to turn into a stupid rant, so I'm going to instead talk more about the game now from pretty much this point on. His armor is starting to cost a lot. It's genuinely surprising me how much it's costing. But considering that in all other playthroughs I'm extremely cheap and I don't buy armor or gear or anything, I just get whatever's given to me. If it drops from a dungeon, use that until the higher levels, and then I use the Allegan tomes to buy the best gear you can get. Rather than using money, because I'd rather use money for other things, like teleports, which get really expensive as soon as you hit level 50. As well as, you know, buying cheap food, buying little things off the auction house, like there's a new piece of gear that you desperately need, but you can't find it anywhere or something. You need the extra money for that. And I can't do that with the current practices that I'm using with Kreed, because he's just not making a lot of money right now. But hopefully, by the time he hits 50, he's going to have roughly 700 to 800,000 gil. That's roughly what you make going from level 1 to level 50. I do have to point out now that although I'm going to try and keep as many cutscenes in unedited as I can, there's going to be times, like in a dungeon that comes later, Castrum Marauder, Meridianium, something like that. It's some fucking name I can't pronounce. Every time you go towards a boss fight, there's a cutscene, and Square Enix is so bad about it during the original A Realm Reborn questline, which is insanely long. You can have cutscenes right in the middle of a dungeon, going to see a boss, there will be a cutscene, and so on and so forth. It's really bad. But thankfully, as soon as Heavenward starts, you either have a cutscene at the beginning of a dungeon or after the boss is killed. And that's very helpful, because when a dungeon first starts, if I'm watching a cutscene, they can't do anything, they can't go anywhere. We're all stuck in this little cylinder thing until the cutscene's over. And then once the cutscene's over, we run around, do the dungeon, beat the boss. I can watch the cutscene, the other people can leave whenever they want, and it's fine. But for the Castrum and for Praetorium, which is the dungeon that comes right after it, there's cutscenes set in such a way that I'm going to have to go and record the cutscenes later in the Unending Journal, or whatever it's called. I'll have to watch and record the cutscenes there, and then splice them in place of where they would be had I, actually watched them normally. Because if I stop and watch them normally, the dungeon will be over before the second cutscene is over, which is extremely frustrating. Especially if you're trying to tell a story from a character's point of view. So, when I get to those two dungeons in particular, I will have to skip cutscenes. And then record them later and then splice them back in, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, but I will do it for you guys, just so everything is in order and looks cool and works out well. and if I should make an error, you know, like leave out a cutscene or something, and I notice it later when I watch the video, I'll go back and I'll take the video down and I'll put the cutscene in and put it back in. That way everything comes across like it's supposed to. I do have to apologize, not for my own voice acting, because I already know I'm terrible and I apologized at the beginning of this series, but for the voice acting of the characters that are actually voice acted. It is awful in A Realm Reborn. It is so bad in a lot of places, and it just does not get better until the Heavensward expansion, which really shouldn't take all that long to get to if I'm only doing like story quests, but there are a lot. I'm not kidding. There's like 4 dozen level 50 main story quests before you even get to Heavensward. It's it's a bit excessive because they were just adding patches and adding more quests to keep people busy and to build the storyline up, so that when they released Heavensward, everything would have been fine. But Heavensward, comparatively, is a lot shorter. I'm already, on my main character, I'm already at the final few quests for the basic story that came with Heavensward, and then I'll start the Dragon Song War quest line after that, which is not part of an expansion. It's an addition to Heavensward's, and then it leads up to Stormblood. And as soon as I get to Stormblood, I know that my views are going to go up a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, leveled up, got everything done. In the next episode, he's going to notice he's level 25. He's going to throw on his new armor, going to have him do the dungeon, and then go do the level 25 quest, and that'll probably be all of next episode. But alright, I'm going to see you guys later, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye! Thank you all for watching, peeps. If you liked the video, please click that like button, and if you want to see more content from me, your host, Zod19, be sure to click that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!